Okay, welcome into the arena with Bonnie here, third day of training with her. And I was able to make, I thought, some pretty good progress with her yesterday. And Susie, who's one of her co-owners, sub-owners, I'm not sure exactly what her title is, but Susie came over and did a fair amount of the work with her yesterday on the second session. And so I just want to check her out on some of the things. First of all, let's see about leading. Is she going to lead pretty nicely with me? She's dragging just a little bit, but that's not bad. Okay, let's turn around, do it on her offside. Is she going to lead up on the offside? Okay. And she was a little pushy, you remember, on the first day, but it wasn't anything serious, and she didn't do it hardly at all yesterday. So I think she kind of figured that out. And let me tell you something. I was talking to Susie about this yesterday when Susie was working with this filly. And I said, having done this for 50 years plus, one thing I've really learned is don't skip steps. And yeah, it can be kind of dull and tedious, this stuff that I'm doing here. But you know what? You skip those steps, you saddle her up and hold on for the rodeo. All of a sudden it's not dull, isn't it? No, because you skip steps and the horse wasn't ready for that. So I'm pretty conscientious about not skipping any steps. And if you do, you're going to regret it. All right. So she's handling that really nicely. She led nicely. Okay. I haven't asked her to do anything that resembles lunging. I did ask her to yield her hindquarters. So let's see what we get here. I'm going to look, and the honeybee's after her as well. Okay, good. So she got a little bothered by it, but she did it pretty nicely. Good. Let's try the other side. Yield your hindquarters. Good. She kind of shouldered into me there. That's not the way it's supposed to work. Good. Okay. Good. The reason I kept going is because she was kind of pulling on me with her face there. All right, let's try moving the shoulders. I did some of this yesterday. Let's see if she'll step her shoulder over. Good. Again, it's not a reining horse spin, but I just want her to get the idea. I need that shoulder to step away from me, like that. Okay, good. Good. Rub on her. Good. All right. And there's different ways you can do that shoulder yield. I'll show you another way. Move her hip, and then just bring her around and step it over like that. Okay. Good. And so, you know, a lot of times on these moves, they'll get a little bothered and kind of jump around a little bit in the beginning. As long as I don't react to that and just act like I didn't see it, that usually goes away pretty quickly. Okay. Now just ask her to step that shoulder to her left. She kind of went forward more than she did sideways. Come here, step over. There, good. So, you know, the shoulder movement's not very good, but it'll get better. And I put the ropes around her legs yesterday. She handled that fairly well. Now, I did this little funny noise with my mouth on the first day. I didn't do it yesterday, and I was on her right side when I did it the other day, so let's do it on the left side today. So it's more me jerking my body that she's reacting to than the sound. Good. So that's not too bad. Now let's try something she hasn't seen. That honeybee's getting after her a little bit, isn't it, babe? About time for fly spray. So she hasn't seen me take the stick and string and toss it over her back. So make sure she's not afraid of it there. All right, so I'm just going to do this, which is similar to the rope in the feel. So if she's okay with that, then I'm going to start spanking the ground with this string and making some noise, and I expect she won't be quite as happy with that in the beginning. Okay, good. So she's okay there. So I'm going to start on her left side since that's her better side. So I'm going to come over here and spank the ground. Come over her back with it and okay, good. She's handling that better than I thought she would. So that's kind of what I expected right there once she kind of figured out what was going on there and she ran out of the camera view. So I'm going to have to go with her. If she runs out of camera view, I'm just going to have to go wherever she goes. Now you may notice I wrapped that rope around my hand, one wrap, but all I have to do is straighten my hand and it'll come off. So I'm not in any dangerous position here, but she's a pretty stout girl. If she wants to drag me around, she most certainly can do it. Okay, that's actually pretty good. This is a puzzle. Think through the puzzle. She is strong. Think through the puzzle. And if she'll stop and stand still while I'm doing this, then I'll quit. Right there. Okay, she shook her head, which is relaxing. She's going to lick and chew, relaxing. What does your horse want? Leave him alone. Okay? So I'll just back off for 30 seconds and leave her alone. Shake her head again, more relaxing. Okay. And folks, I have explained this on a lot of different videos, but if you haven't seen them, I'll go ahead and give you the short version here. I think of horses' emotions on a 0 to 10 scale. 0 is asleep. 1 is hanging out, eating grass in the pasture. 9 or 10 is a total bucking, panicking, runaway, bolting fit. So horses don't learn anything in the 0 to 3, you know, when they're just eating grass and hanging out. They don't learn hardly anything. They definitely don't learn anything when they're in a blind panic, bucking or bolting or whatever. They learn in the 4 to 7 range of emotions. And so I have to bring those emotions up, put pressure on her, and many times it's scary. That's way better, isn't it? To teach her. So she learns in that 4 to 7, 3 to 8, whatever emotional range. Good job. But then you need to let that horse relax, because if you don't let the horse relax, they'll hold that tension, and then the next thing that scares them will add to it. So you get them up to a 4 and don't let them relax, and then you do something else, and they go up to a 5, 6, and you don't let them relax, then you do something else. Next thing you know, 7, 8, 9, boom, and they explode because they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with all the fear and the anxiety and all that stuff. Okay? Look, she started licking and chewing and shaking her head while I was doing it. That means she's really trying to think through this puzzle. I love that. I love that. And then she immediately got distracted by whatever other things. So let's do it on this side, see what we get. This is not her good side. Okay. And I start slow. I'm going to build up on it as we go along. So she's walking around, but she's not reacting too badly. That's not bad at all. I was just ready to quit, and she started moving again. I want her to stand still. There. Back off. Leave her alone. So if you want to know what my training method is, that's pretty much it right there. Stress them out. They start learning something, back off and leave them alone. Come back and do it again, over and over and over and over and over. Good. Lick and chew. Good. So I'm also teaching this horse how to think through problems. Good job. Okay. Come in and do it again. Okay. Now, how does she know that I don't want her to move? How does she know me spanking the ground doesn't mean get your hind end and moving? She knows that, or at least she'll figure it out, because my body isn't telling her to move. When I want her to move, I'm going to point, cluck. My body's going to tell her to move. And I actually haven't taught her that yet because my round pen is still muddy. We'll probably start on that tomorrow. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, now let's see if we can do this. Can we come over? That's really good. Really good job.